This is the CHRILLCAST. I'm Chris.
And I'm Will.
And I'm going to talk like a radio announcer this whole time.
Yep, you have a face for radio, Chris. Let's go.
This is the Throwback Thursday. And if you're watching this episode, but you didn't happen to watch Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, or the episode tomorrow, Friday, go watch those. We had Hard for Games on. Shout out to Hard for Games, youtube.com/HARD4GAMES. And yes, it means what you think it means. So this video is our Throwback Thursday episode on RuneScape, and we're talking classic RuneScape. So I'm going to give you guys some word vomit, and then Will's going to tell you about Will lore. And no, I'm just kidding. I keep bringing this back. Will's going to make his own lore channel called Will Lore for no reason. So RuneScape, sometimes referred to as RuneScape 3, is a fantasy, massively multiplayer online. This is a horrible written thing on Wikipedia. It's a massive multiplayer online role-playing game, MMORPG.
Don't reveal our secrets. We wrote this.
Developed and I did edit it. Developed and published by Jagex. First released in January of 2001. 2001, Will. How old were we in 2001?
8.
9. Part of the year 9, part of the year 8, who knows? RuneScape was originally a browser game built with Java, which we talked about with General Heat a little bit. And RuneScape was I'm losing my mind here. It was originally Java, but replaced with C++ code later on in 2016. So we're talking like 15 years later. They basically said, Java's a little old, so maybe we should move on. The game has had over 200 million accounts, including my sister, who is a paid subscriber at one point in time. And shout out to my sister. She really got me into this game for like almost a year and a half back in the late 2000s, maybe. Mid 2000s, probably 2005. It was in middle school, high school time frame. So here we go. It's the world's largest and most updated free MMORPG. So RuneScape still has that. RuneScape takes place in the world of whatever that word is.
Guylenor.
I'm gonna say Guylenor. Guylenor, whatever. A medieval fantasy realm divided into different kingdoms, regions, and cities. They can travel throughout the world via a number of methods, including on foot, magical spells, or charter ships, and I have traveled on all 3 of those things. Each region offers different types of monsters, resources, and quests to challenge players. The game's fictional universe has also been explored through a tie-in video game on another of its makers' websites, Fun Orb, armies of Guylenor, whatever it is, and the novels Betrayal at Falador, Return of the Canifis, and Legacy of Blood. Players are represented in the game with customizable avatars. RuneScape does not follow a linear storyline, MMORPG. Rather, players set their own goals and objectives. And there's tons and tons and tons of cool quests you could do, but a lot of them resulted in me just going and mining out a cave. And I think my best stat was mining. I spent a lot of time just mining because I wanted gold. All right, let's see here. Players can choose to fight non-player characters, that's called an NPC, monsters, complete quests, or increase their experience in the available skills. Or if you were like me back in the day, you'd walk out into the PvP area, or not PvP area. I never did that. That would have killed me quickly. You go to somewhere where you can trade. Go to somewhere where you can trade, and you say, "I will double your money." And then some kid hands you 5,000 gold. You hand them 10,000. Then they hand you 100,000. And you leave the game. Oh man, I think I had 1 million gold doing that, but you know, whatever. I was one of those idiots back in the day. So let's see here. Players interact with each other through trading, which is what I just talked about, chatting, participating in minigames and activities, some of which are competitive or combative in nature, while others require cooperative and collaborative play. Like some quests require you to team up with other people and do them that way. So as the game's popularity grew, the game engine was rewritten and released as RuneScape 2, with the original version of the game being renamed RuneScape Classic. And I never played the updated versions. Third iteration of the game, known as RuneScape 3, was released in July 2013. Old School RuneScape, a separate older version of the game dating from August 2007, was released in February 2013 and is maintained alongside the original client. It was announced that mobile ports of both versions, which they're already out by the way, were going to be released on Android and iOS in 2018, and they are solid ports. And they also released it to Steam on 14th of October 2020. So that was this year. And I'm sure that is doing pretty well since a free-to-play Java game in Steam. So what do you remember about RuneScape? What's the defining feature for you?
Yeah, so I remember, I somehow had missed this game before, and then my uncle came to visit one time, and he was, in his 40s, 50s, and he's like, "This is the coolest game ever. Every kid should be playing this game." So he like helped me set up an account, and we log into it, and I played it all that day, and it was cool. The only RPG at the time, I was a little bit late, so I didn't play it in 2001, but like I had played Fable, I had played Morrowind, so the top-down part kind of threw me off, and I didn't like it as much. And then I got mutilated in the PvP. And I'm gonna try not to sneeze. Hashtag pandemic. Anyway, yeah, that's like the memory that I have, because after that, like I was telling Chris before we started, like I had a hard time playing PC games when I was growing up, because we had the one computer, it's my dad's computer, and when he was home, no one else was allowed to be on it. So that was like the one time I got to play this cool game was when my uncle came and visit, and showed me the game.
I remember playing this game on a Sony Vaio desktop computer with Windows XP, and I'm dated. That's an old computer at this point, but the screen, we're talking like early flat screen technology, because it was not a CRT computer, and man, this game looked good on a computer up until I opened up the Xbox 360 the first time, and I was like, "Yep, this is the past, and the Xbox 360 is the future," and that's that. But I was not a PC gamer at the time, but I did come back to this game several times for nostalgic purposes. And the one defining feature for me was how blocky these characters are. It's like almost like a Minecraft looking game before Minecraft was even a thing. And the textures and everything else, I don't know. It's simple, it's fun, and you can waste tons of hours playing it, just like you can do with any other MMORPG. But one of the characteristics that makes this unique, in my opinion, is that you could literally play this game by yourself all the time, every day, and always have something to do without ever having to do anything in the multiplayer sense. And you could build your character up just mining some stuff, or fighting things in dungeons, or exploring this world. It was just massive and funny and fun. And you get on, you'd see what your friends were doing, because you could like look them up, your friends on there. And and I've tried to log into my old account and failed at it many, many times, because I think they've cleaned up the user base a few times since I last played it. So
there's no way I would remember my password. It's probably like dinosaur or something.
So the thing I find interesting is that classic RuneScape still has this maintained, like old school RuneScape, whatever you want to call it. RuneScape 3 is a very different looking game, and I don't recommend playing RuneScape 3. I like RuneScape the OG versus this. It looks better, but that doesn't make it better. So,
and graphics aren't everything. Well, they're doing the similar situation with WoW, where they had the classic, and I think they remade it recently, and people were not happy with it, right?
It's because it was broken.
Yeah,
it was WoW Classic, and it was completely broken. It's not as bad as T-posing on a motorcycle naked. But...
That's just funny. They should not take that out. That should stay in the game.
That should be like, well, it changes the rating of the game, maybe. Who knows?
Yeah.
But old school RuneScape. Let me see if I can find it for the iOS. I do just like the aesthetics of the original version.
Simpler time, man.
Oh yeah. 100%.
Oh yeah. I like the old logo too.
It reminds me of the simpler times of playing RuneScape for the first time. And just, I don't know, it holds up because from a polygon standpoint, it's smooth, and it's anything can run this. You could run this with a XP machine. Maybe even Windows 98 would run this. I don't know. Maybe. Yeah, probably not.
Maybe.
And there's something to be said for icons such as these. There's reminds me of old school Zelda too,
Yeah, it does.
So, question is, do you still play this game? Answer is
nope.
No, I don't. But if I was going to pick up and play it, I would play old school RuneScape, not RuneScape 3. So,
yep, same.
For those of you that can't see this, we're looking at gameplay from the iOS version of RuneScape Classic.
Being mesmerized, just remembering like better times.
Much better time. Yeah. Although MMORPGs are still playable in 2020, unlike, couch co-op games. So maybe these will make a comeback. Who knows?
Yep.
As always, I'm Chris.
And I'm Will.
And subscribe to Hard for Games and the CHRILLCAST. And we will see you
on the next CHRILLCAST. Bye, guys.